Sketch Vibe Studios. Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum. Episode 56. No New Messiahs. The night of judgment had ended, the storm had passed, and Chava was finally laid to rest. As rain fell over her grave, old allies and ancient enemies gathered beneath gray skies. Adan stood beside his children, silent, changed. The power awakened within him no longer raged. It slept beneath the surface, waiting. Nearby, others watched in silence. Some mourned, some remembered, some feared what was coming next. From a distance, Judith watched. The whispers remained. The souls refused to leave her alone. But they were not the only ones watching. Far beneath the sanctum, hidden beyond forgotten tunnels and sealed chambers, the Obsidian Synod observed everything. Judith's transformation pleased them. Adan's awakening terrified them, because they had seen the storm, and they knew exactly what it meant. A silence filled the chamber. Then an ancient voice spoke. There will be no new messiahs. Adan had survived judgment. Now he had become a threat, and hell was preparing its response.
There will be no new messiahs. There will be no new kings. The prophecy is a lie, but he concerns me. Then destiny will be broken.
Thanks for watching Sketch Vibe Studios' Veiled Divinity.
Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum. Episode 57, Judith, Shadow of the Warden. Part 1, The Spy. The rain fell over Chava's grave. Soldiers stood in silence. Adan mourned, and far behind the mourners, Judith watched. Ghostly souls drifted through the storm behind her. She raised her hood. Her face vanished into shadow. Only crimson eyes remained, but this was not where her story began. Months earlier, Judith stood before the Iron Warden. A weapon, a spy, an assassin. She was given a single order: infiltrate the rebellion, find the one awakening the workers. Judith expected traitors. She expected soldiers. Instead, she found families, workers, children, people struggling to survive. Then she noticed Mara, an old angel woman feeding the hungry and comforting the broken. At first she seemed harmless, but Judith saw something others missed. Every person Mara touched left stronger than before, and for the first time, Judith questioned what she had been sent to destroy.
Thanks for watching Sketch Vibe Studios' Veiled Divinity.
Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum. Episode 58, Judith, Shadow of the Warden. Part 2, The Rebellion Revealed. Rain poured over the worker camp as Judith watched from the shadows. Following rumors of rebellion, she slipped inside a crowded warehouse where Black Angel workers gathered after another brutal day. Then she heard it. A young worker raised his bottle and shouted,
"For the rebellion!"
The room erupted with cheers. Judith immediately marked him. Tall, strong, charismatic, exactly the kind of man the Iron Legion would fear. But as the night went on, something felt wrong. People laughed at his stories, yet nobody followed his lead. Then Mara approached, a gentle hand on his shoulder, a few quiet words, and suddenly the loudest man in the room stood speechless. Moments later, humiliated and angry, he stormed out into the rain. The workers barely noticed, and Judith finally understood. The loudest voice was never leading the rebellion. Mara was. As the disgraced worker disappeared into the wilderness, Judith followed close behind. The hunt had begun, to be continued.
Thanks for watching Sketch Vibe Studios' Veiled Divinity.
Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum. Episode 59, Judith, Shadow of the Warden. Part 3, The First Kill, The Birth of the Nightmare. Rain hammered the swamp as Judith stalked her prey through the darkness. The drunken worker never knew she was there. Silent, patient, hunting. Then he slipped into the black water. As he struggled to rise, he saw a reflection staring back at him. Judith. When he turned, she was already there, motionless, watching, like a predator standing over trapped prey. Fear seized him. He turned and ran. But Judith calmly revealed something forbidden. The infernal relic remote, ancient Legion technology. The glowing collar around his neck began to spark. Panic flooded his face. Judith never spoke. She simply pressed the button. Crimson energy surged through the chain. His body locked. His wings collapsed into the mud. Then silence. The worker fell lifeless into the swamp. And as Judith stood over the body without remorse, one thing became clear. Her first kill was complete. The nightmare had begun.
Thanks for watching Sketch Vibe
Sketch
Studios'
Vibe Studios, Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum. Episode 60, Judith, Shadow of the Warden. Part 4, The Making of a Spy. The first kill changed Judith. The first lie changed the Sanctum. When a young angel was found dead in the swamps, grief turned to fury. Thousands of black angels filled the streets beneath torchlight and smoke, demanding answers for the fallen. But inside the Iron Warden's office, Judith told a different story. She claimed she was attacked. She claimed she had no choice. The Iron Warden listened and knew every word was a lie. For the first time, she saw what she had truly created. Not a soldier, not a loyal child, but a spy, an assassin. a weapon capable of hiding the truth behind a calm face. As rebellion threatened to consume the city, the Iron Warden gave a single command: "Bring me Mara." And when Mara stepped before the crowd, the shouting began to fade. The Iron Warden thought she was watching a rebellion grow. She was wrong. She was watching a movement find its prophet.
You were dead, old lady, and now you stand here, the so-called leader.
Thanks for watching Sketch Vibe Studios' Veiled Divinity, Shadows of the Sanctum Week 12 weekly recap. If you enjoyed the story, please like, share, and follow the page for more. Want to support the journey? Feel free to drop a tip in the jar below. Every bit helps me keep creating.